Well, Nick Johnston is a magician and entertainer who can take you to the cleaners in the blink of an eye, but he's using his skills for good instead of evil.
The con man sees the world differently. As the rest of us go about our business, we don't realise that we are his business. Australia's honest con man Nick Johnston is the same, even if he doesn't play for keeps.
We'll just use 5 cents. And what I'm going to try and do is to steal the 5 cents from you without you seeing me do it. Okay. All right? We're going to see how it goes. This doesn't always work, but we're going to give it a try anyway. So what I want you to do for me, so keep your hand closed. I'm going to try and take that out. Do you think I could get that out without touching you? Nope. All right, let's see. Open your hand. There you go. I got it out without touching you. It's that simple. So what time was it? Your watch. Sorry, let me just see. I put it on this morning. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, there's your watch again.
Now let's replay that sequence. Nick gets my watch, and I don't even feel it.
I think I've been done by the best there ever was. I couldn't be stupid.
Yeah,
he must just be good.
There's your glasses again. Sorry about that. So sorry.
Nick Johnston began his show business career as a magician, and he's now honed his sleight of hand skills to a fine edge to impress a paying audience across Australia.
The whole idea is that you use a big action to cover the little action. So they may come up and brush something off the lapel of someone, so you've got something there, and at the same time, they're actually taking their wallet. While I'm over here...
The honest con man says there are a legion of budding tricksters out there. The secret is how to avoid becoming a victim.
There are thousands, tens of thousands of con artists out there today, particularly in Australia. Some of them are just small fry, pulling little swindles at the supermarket or down at the pub, but there are a lot of large-scale scams going on right under our noses every day that we just don't notice.
So what are the honest con man's top 5 scams?
Number 5 would have to be the sweetheart swindle, and that's the classic man or woman who approaches people from the Lonely Heart section of the newspaper or from some of those dating websites. And number 4 would have to be the Nigerian letter scam, which is so popular and yet people still fall for it. Number 3 would have to be the pickpocketing. Number 2 would have to be some of the investment scams.
But Nick's all-time favourite is an oldie but a goodie, the shell and pea game. Nick says if people will fall for this old chestnut, they'll fall for anything.
We're trusting our eyes and where we think the P is. And secondly, what tricks us up is that the con artists will always make us think that we've got the upper hand. It's always rigged. You will never ever win. Even if you think you're going to win, you will not win. If you beat me 3 times, I'll give you $50. Okay,
in this case, Nick can lure players in by letting me win $50. I've become part of the sting. Pretty soon a crowd has gathered and the showman is off and running.
And he's offered my $10.
What parts of our personality, even the flaws, does the con man work on?
I tend to find that the con artist works with the 7 deadly sins. Now, they're all there: greed, lust, even gluttony, pride. You're watching closely. That's very good. Not closely enough, Dave. So you know where it is? Yep. Right there. No, I'm so sorry.
Why don't you make it really interesting?
Yep.
One hand.
Okay, that's a bit harder. Obviously with one hand. Where is it? There. Oh, you see, I don't like you. With one hand, you spot all this business that I'm trying to do, and you figure it out, which I don't. It's not there.
We've seen in a few short minutes how one of the oldest cons in the world still works.
Yeah, absolutely. And even people who weren't 100% sure where it was, and people who knew they were about to get conned, were still willing to come out and say they're going to bet $10 on a particular shell.
In these days of violent crime, we have a sneaking, grudging admiration for the skills of the con man. He gives us a show, even as he steals our money and our dignity.
Often you'll find that con artists don't like the idea of robbing someone or mugging them in the traditional way because they want people to give up their possessions and their valuables freely.
So they're a thief that almost wants to be liked.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, definitely. A con artist is definitely a thief that wants to be loved, yeah.
Clever man, glad he's on our side. And Nicholas's show, Scamtastic, is part of the Melbourne Magic Festival that runs until October the 2nd.